Hello everyone, this is Karina Franklin with the Gilded Heart, and I hope everyone's been doing well. Everything's been great here, and I'm coming today from my gold studio right here at my desk, and I thought I would share what I'm working on and answer a few questions. This is one of my first videos that I've actually appeared in. I think my husband shot a video of me at the beginning of the year, actually at Christmas with the deer. But this is my first attempt at being able to keep in touch with everyone a little bit better and share more about what's going on here at the Gold Studio. So you'll have to forgive me. I'm not a professional videographer or beauty guru or anyone that usually has a lot of experience with that. I'm just trying to connect and share. So this is my little space. So when I'm making your gold orders, this is exactly where I sit and kind of nooked in here, and I can see out the window, and there's usually deer out front. Today, oh, there's Barbie. Barbie is with us. We've had a lot of rain today, but we can say hi to Barbie. Let me see if I can turn this. Okay, see if we can see Barbie out there. Where's Barbie? There she is. Hi, Barbie. Okay. Let's make sure my whole camera doesn't move. Okay, so hopefully that stays. I'll probably learn how to edit and do this a little bit better, but we're doing a little bit just informal and just sharing. So, but yes, I've had a lot of questions, and I haven't been very active on social media, and I thought I would address that today. And I've had so many questions actually over the last year and a half, and I just thought I would start answering some of them maybe in some of our videos and continue to share. And it will be a great way to stay in touch. And if you do have some questions you would like me to answer that you haven't seen me answer over as time goes on, feel free to message me or just say hi and let me know. And one of the questions I did get was, where have you been? Why haven't we seen you on social media? Well, actually, I have an Etsy shop where I actually sell my gold flakes and powders and dust, all my gilding adornments. And I had been under the impression, perhaps incorrectly, that if you posted on social media and people clicked some of your links or jumped from social media, that it would actually hurt your Etsy algorithm. And happily, I found out that that's not true. So I really haven't been posting very much because I've been just afraid to disturb my shop or have my Etsy shop stay high in the algorithm, but apparently that's not a true thing. So I was very glad because I felt frustrated. I wanted to be able to talk with everyone. I considered making a separate channel, but I thought that might be confusing, like for instance on Facebook or Instagram. And we'll start uploading some of my little videos here on YouTube. But yay, happily we can go ahead and still share. So that's a very good thing. So I thought it might be fun with the questions to maybe answer anywhere from 3 to 5 questions and do quick informational videos and learning videos. And just share what's going on with the gold and with the deer and maybe, if you have questions about me personally. So I thought today I would answer 3 gold or business questions and then 2 personal questions. So I thought that might be a nice format to start with. So a little bit of everything. So the second question I had gotten, that I get actually quite often, is your gold really real, and is it really 99.99% fine? Is it really the 5/9's fine or 5N? And that is a great question. I do get that a lot. I have a data sheet that I do give out to my customers that does show that it is fine, pure, 99.999% gold, and I do use get my raw gold from directly from my gold house that I trust immensely. It's W&B. They're the last domestic gold beater left here in the United States, and I'm very honored to work with them, and they are very trusted to me. There's such a wonderful purity about their gold, and also I know that it's responsibly sourced. There's no slave labor. It's very ethical, and it's wonderful to support something here in the United States. And as you can see, I'm not sure if I'll disturb my camera, but I'll hold it up. You can see today I let it dry down just a little bit. I am working on some ultra fine here in my platter, and this is what it looks like part of the way through the process. I've been grinding this for I think about 2.5 hours. So it is a lengthy process with real, pure, 24 karat, real gold. Hopefully the camera can see that. And there is independent testing from a lab, a metallurgical assay that is done from an independent testing lab. And I do have the testing number and passing results that it is 5/9 fine. So if anyone's interested in receiving that, I happily send that along. I may just post it on my website, just if that helps people. It didn't really occur to me much, but if that helps you, let me know. I'd be happy to post it. But yes, I only use the purest gold, the purest platinum, and even when I do work with palladium, it's always the purest as well. Now, the platinum and the palladium, I did want to just briefly mention, there's a little bit of a short supply on those. You probably have noticed the prices go up a little, and that's because of the little bit of a squeeze on the supply. The platinum that we get and the palladium, the W&B does help provide to me, is imported from Manetti, and they go ahead and get it from their sources. But with everything going on in the world, and issues with wars and borders and things like that, it can be a little bit difficult to keep the supply as open as it normally is. So, and we've seen that across the board really in the industry with platinum and palladium, because they are sourced over in some of those regions where they're having some difficulties. So I do my best to keep it in stock, but it is all very pure, just like my gold. So, okay, so I do work with only the pure, precious elements. They are the noble metals, and I just refuse to touch anything less than the pure element of 24 karat gold and the pure platinum and the pure palladium. So is there ever any mixed metals or anything, or mica or coated, metals or anything? No, there's never any of that. It is all absolutely hand done by me right here. And I only work with the purest of elements. So hopefully that answers that question. And if you would like the testing, just let me know. The other question I get a lot is your gold really hand ground? I've had people say that they thought that I put it in a coffee grinder. They thought that I use a machine. And I can understand. I mean, I do try to put that in the description on Etsy, but with my Etsy shop, there's a limited amount of space in their template that they have for the shops for me to be able to give everyone all that information. So if people don't know to go to my website or go to my Instagram or Facebook, they may not see how this is crafted. But I can assure you, my gold is all handmade. I do take it directly from here and do put it directly in here and use my bare hands to go ahead and grind it, and maybe toward the end of the video, because if I do it right now, my hands will be all messy. But as you can see, I put it right in here, leaf by leaf, and I lay it down. Well, normally it's a little neater than that, but we lay it down, And I just go ahead and use my fingers, and I grind all of this down with my hands. Does it hurt? No, I've had that question before. Can my hand fatigue? Yes. But I try to do ergonomic movements, and usually I think I'm just used to it at this point. Just like anything, I think you just get used to things. So yes, no, it doesn't hurt. So I'm okay. So thank you for your concern. The other questions that I get are, we're going to move to the two questions that are a little more personal. What kind of beauty products do you use? I do get that. I've had people ask me if I would be interested in doing a beauty channel. I'm glad to share some personal things and some of my beauty routine perhaps, but a little bit more of a deeper look into behind the scenes or what's going on with me. But I'm just not overly comfortable with kind of doing that. I'm just not really a beauty guru. As far as my products go, I'm always glad to try something. What you might not know is I have very sensitive skin, and I tend to react a lot to products. So I like to try different products, but at the same time, if I try them too often, I will break out and have a terrible rosacea and almost like a rash. So I don't tend to change products very often. I have a very simple like CeraVe cleanser and a Tatcha cleanser. Tatcha products do have gold in them, or sometimes I will stick my own gold in some of my creams and serums. Trying to think. It's really very simple. There's not much to it. As far as my makeup, I tend to wear a variety of things, so it would be really hard to pinpoint any beauty products. But if you have an interest in a specific product that you maybe like seeing on me or would like me to try, just let me know. And as far as things like perfume, I like the Erin perfume from Estee Lauder. And I like the wild geranium and Mediterranean honeysuckle. So those are my favorites. So, and I've worn Miss Dior over the years, and L'Occitane, but very light florals, typically light white, pretty fresh, but pretty florals, nothing overwhelming or, so I do like that. And sometimes maybe with a very light shea butter. I only use shea butter for cream. My skin will react to anything else, so I can only use shea butter, so I can tell you that. But usually if I have a cream, I like, if I do have one with a fragrance, it's either a very, very light floral, or maybe a light fruity smell like apples or cherries. My husband likes cherries, so if I find a pretty shea cream that comes in a cherry scent, I try it. And that's probably it really about my beauty. I'm not too fussy. You'll find I would rather be doing something else, so I'm not really probably ever going to be an in-depth beauty guru, but if you do have questions, just let me know. And the other question I get is, do the deer really know their names? I get tons of questions about the deer. And, Barbie left us. I must have been talking too long, and she didn't get any yums. So it's a rainy day here today, so they're not hanging out right now. But do the deer really know their names? Yes, they do. So it's really wonderful. I can call them pretty much almost at any time, and especially if they're somewhat nearby in ear range, and they will come, and they do know their individual names, and it's so precious, and I love them so much. So, well, I hope that if you have more questions about the deer or about me, or definitely about the gilding adornments, please feel free to ask. You can message me or put comments, and I'll try to read all of them. And again, thank you for bearing with me about learning to take videos and share. This is all very new, but we'll try to keep it going. So, okay, all right. Well, I'll see if I can, before we go, I'll see if I can zoom in a little. If that'll let me do it. Yeah, so, okay, well, we'll figure out how to do that the next video. Okay, so you can stay with me while I'm figuring all of this out. So, thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful and golden day. Bye-bye.